Hello and thank you everyone for being here. My name is Zanash. I am a Seattle resident, an Ethiopian American, and a proud Amhara. Today, we have all gathered here to not only create awareness on the ongoing Amhara Genocide, but to demand it stops. Amharas are being killed weekly, not because they're Ethiopian, but simply because they're Amhara. As some of you may know, I have been publicly and proudly advocating for our people because I've noticed nobody has called this genocide out in our communities. Instead of acknowledging the truth and working together to put a stop and halt to this genocide, it has been ignored. I can't and we can't continue to allow the Ethiopian government, the US government, Western and international media, and the Ethiopian community to disregard it any longer. I'm tired of people who are so pro-Ethiopian and human rights and act as though the Amhara Genocide is not of their concern. I am tired of the silent elitist Amharas who live comfortably here and have the privilege to ignore their own people dying. Any Ethiopian who cannot acknowledge their privilege while acknowledging they have no place to speak against the disenfranchised Amharas who face violence every day is simply brainwashed with an unfortunate case of identity crisis. We must apply pressure by creating consciousness and work on saving and rehabilitating our people. We must continue to demand the barbaric atrocities, slaughters, and weekly massacres stop until they stop. We must remind ourselves that this could be us. Imagine living in Oromia, Metekel, Walaga, Benishangul, Ataya, and Makadra, where innocent people are killed every day, specifically because they're Amhara. We are fortunate enough to live in a place where human life is valued, and we too should scream the same for our people with no shame. Let me remind you all that the attempts to exterminate the Amhara ethnic group did not start today, and every single one of us is lucky to be here. The Amhara Genocide did not start a few weeks ago, or even a few months ago, not even a few years ago. It started with the fascist invasion in 1935 under Benito Mussolini, calling for the exterminations of Amharas, because they saw Amharas as their greatest obstacle for colonizing Ethiopia. It also continued in Walgait and Raya in the 80s. After the 1991 government change and TPLF came into power, the indigenous Amhara people became a scapegoat for problems the country faced, like how the Jews were executed in Germany after Hitler came to power. Though this was followed by mass killings, displacement, imprisonment, and torture of Amharas. The TPLF regime, who implemented ethnic federalism, which is a federal system of national government in which the federated units are defined and segregated by ethnicity, using redlining policies and in certain cases partitioning multi-ethnic regions, causing internal displacement and loss of people specifically focused on the Amhara ethnic group. The suppression of Amhara identity, criminalizing Amhara identity, and calling for the extermination of Amharas in their TPLF manifesto by committing a silent genocide to weaken and dismantle the Amhara ethnic group. TPLF has killed millions of Ethiopians in the last 27 years while targeting Amharas, yet we still stand strong. The Amhara population lost more than 2.5 million people between 1994 and 2007 in census compared to the projections. This was discussed in 2011 Parliament by the Census Committee Chair, Ms. Samira. The Census Committee Chair brought in Harvard experts to confirm the accuracy of the statistics, and according to the experts, the stats look accurate. However, they could not explain the discrepancy of the 2.5 million missing Amharas and stated that there is an obvious systematic reduction in the number of Amharas. In attempts to continue the Amhara population from growing, A mass sterilization was forced upon young Amhara women by TPLF. Pharmaceutical Funds and Supply Agency, PFSA, was established in September 2007 by TPLF Proclamation number 553. As a government agency, PFSA was tasked with the role of administrating every drug-related issue in the country. The mastermind behind the mass sterilization of Amhara women was TPLF member Haile Selassie Bihon. After he became the director of PFSA, one of the first tasks he completed was to continue TPLF's genocidal mission against the Amharas. Mr. Bihon deliberately sent short-acting contraceptives, Depo-Provera pills, to the Bahardar's PFSA branch office with an order to the Amhara Regional Health Bureau to immediately distribute to the Amhara region as if it were free birth control, but instead it stopped women from conceiving babies. This inhumane and barbarous cruelty by the fascist TPLF regime is a deliberately designed project to depopulate the Amhara people and eliminate the Amhara race from the earth's surface. But again, we still stand strong.
We still stand strong. We still stand strong.
Ethnic federalism is the root cause of what we were seeing happening today. Again, the genocide did not just start, but instead has resurfaced. It has now transformed into a full-scale humanitarian crisis, especially in the past 3 years, and notably after the assassination of Hachalu Hundessa, rest in peace. This spiked and furthered extremism in Ethiopia. We have seen an alarming increase of Amharas being ethnically targeted. Hundreds of thousands have been displaced, tens of thousands have been beheaded, stabbed, slaughtered, shot, and killed while unarmed, leaving many children without parents. Amharas are consistently massacred in the most barbaric way possible. Pregnant mothers killed and their fetuses removed. Babies killed who don't even know their mother or what Ethiopia or Amhara identity is. Innocent people, children, poor farmers continue to face an ongoing genocide specifically because they're Amhara. All of this is happening with clear-cut evidence, graphic images, and videos posted by their killers, the OLF terrorist group and Gumuz militias. Oromo extremists who have incited hate violence through mass media and ultra-ethnocentric extremists utilizing the weapons of mass destruction at their disposal, backed by Oneg Shene. In 2018, the Oromo Regional Party, led by Abiy Ahmed, took control of the federal government. After this leadership change, 3 years ago, more than 1.5 million Amharas have been internally displaced as of last year. More than 20,000 Amharas have been killed in mass by modern weapons, machetes, and spears in Oromia and Benishangul region. The terrorist group OLF and Oromia Special Forces continue to openly and proudly commit ethnic cleansing of Amharas while posting selfies and videos online. This February, Gumuz regional government admitted that senior-level government officials were complicit in supporting the Gumuz militias and targeting and killing Amharas in Metekel. Which is a clear indication of the state and regional-sponsored genocide and the failure to protect the people. In the last 2 years, I have witnessed the most graphic images I have ever seen in my life. Human bodies treated like dirt, innocent lives of Amhara slaughtered and put into plastic bags without an honorable burial. Can you imagine your parents, siblings, or family members being discarded like trash without proper burial? Where is the anger and the outcry from the world? Where is the concern and reporting from the U.S. government, U.S. Foreign Affairs, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and international news media? We demand you show your integrity and professionalism in journalism and expose the ongoing Amhara genocide. Why hasn't the World Food Program helped the displaced? Why is the New York Times and the Washington Post failing to report while seeing clear evidence? Oh, and Secretary Blinken, I haven't forgot about you. We demand you acknowledge and report the truth and prove you have no bias. Show us you have ethics and moral standards. Secretary Blinken, take back your previously made dangerous statements that amplified the genocide and apologize to the Ethiopian people. Most importantly, where's the accurate reporting, the statements, the concerns, and the immediate action from the Ethiopian government and the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission? Why do they fail to report on these atrocities? The Ethiopian government has not only demonstrated their lack of leadership and care to take the necessary actions to protect Amhara civilians, but they have shown their support to these terrorist groups and militias. Leaders from the Ethiopian government and Shimallis Abdisa, who took part and supported the Amhara Genocide, need to be brought to the International Criminal Court to face justice for the ethnic cleansing and extreme human rights violations of Amharas.
Justice! Bring him to justice! Bring him to justice! Bring him to justice! Bring him to justice!
The protection of civilians must be a priority, and ethnic federalism should be immediately dismantled and changed to a constitution where all Ethiopians are treated equally and can live peacefully without feeling like second-class citizens in their own country. This ethnic-based system has divided and clearly failed the Ethiopian people. Sitting back and neglecting the concerns of the Amhara and Amhara Genocide is pushing us all back from achieving true peace in all corners of Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. My message to all Ethiopians all over the world is to stand up for Amharas that are being massacred every day in Ethiopia based on their identity. Every single Ethiopian has a responsibility to speak up and let the world know about the ongoing ethnic cleansing of Amharas. We have a responsibility to demand and apply pressure until it stops. Understand that when you stand for the Amhara people, you are standing with Ethiopia. You also amplify Ethiopianism. You are protecting Ethiopia's unity. Amharas are unison-loving Ethiopians that cannot be broken. Amharas are and have always been Ethiopian first. They have died for the country proudly, but Ethiopia can no longer be built on the blood of Amharas. Donate to rehabilitate our people. Break your silence and understand that our voices are critical to the survival of Amharas. And thank you.